What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Nemesis Gaming League, coming at you with the fourth matchup of the night. Got yet another banger lined up for you here in just a bit. Before we get into that, I am joined by none other than the Jaegers17.ttv. What's going on, Jaegers?
Feeling pretty good about this one, merely hyped for it.
Oh yeah, most definitely same. This is going to be a big matchup. Maybe not as big of a favor in one side as people might think. Pineapples versus Vortex heading into the rival league here, and I believe we should have the bracket up on stream. Let's see here. We've got Vortex and Pineapples facing off there in the first semifinal for rival league. Whoever loses is completely eliminated from contention. You can see Vortex got a big win there against Lightspeed in the upper quarterfinal. And Lightspeed actually got a FF win, a forfeit win over Gravelords on Monday, or excuse me, on Saturday. So they will be moving on to the lower semifinals. If they can manage to win the lower semifinals, we might potentially see a Vortex matchup. Maybe not that many people who would expect that to happen, but it is a possibility. Can you tell me anything you know about either of these teams, though, Jaegers?
Vortex and Pineapples are two really cracked teams. Vortex, I they have a lot of good players, but I'd have to say the carry of the team is Bubs. He's a really cracked mechanical player, and if he's having an off day, Vortex is having an off day.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Bub's a key player on that Vortex roster. Definitely when he shows up, Vortex is at their best. When he's not there, Vortex can still sometimes compete, but it's definitely not the same amount of offensive pressure. And looking at the other roster, actually, who are you expecting to step up here from the Pineapples?
Well, I see a lot of big names here. I see Lancer, Squirrel, and Steve Fades. I want to say Stevie Fades, but we're gonna stick with Steve Fades. It's a tough one. I know Lancer's a very defensive player, and he likes to go for bumps and demos. I haven't seen Squirrel play too much, so I'm kind of excited to see him play.
Well, I can confirm that Squirrel does pop off sometimes, and when he does pop off, it can be extremely scary. So I think Vortex will be maybe feeling it a little bit if Squirrel happens to be popping off. Also, Stevie Fade's one of those players that, when he's playing at his best, can be scary. Honestly, in the rival league, any player on their best day can just kind of come out of nowhere and take complete control though over the pitch. You'll be a little bit scared when that happens. But I think we're going to be getting the matchup into effect real soon. Real quick, actually, we have a community prediction. Actually, I don't have the stream pulled up. Jaegers, can you tell us which way that's leaning?
Well, it's looking like 39 grand in favor of Vortex compared to only 4,000 for the Pineapples. Vortex
Oh
actually
man.
predicted to win this matchup 4-3 over the Pineapples, hang the game 7th. So let's see if it makes it all the way.
Yeah, I mean, you got a prediction there from the league themselves. I definitely wouldn't necessarily argue with Vortex having the favor in this matchup, but I do expect a close one. And you gotta love both teams. All three players on both teams have their name in brackets. Not every day you see that. We'll be heading into the first game here, though, as Chipmunk already looking for a pass to Bubs. Shut down by Lancer. It's actually a dangerous ball. Just narrowly rolling off. Already a little bit of pressure on Vortex half. But Bubs with a nice clear. Gonna give his team a bit of space. And that's one thing that Vortex are definitely going to need. Bubs especially. If Bubs doesn't have space, things can get interesting and things can get cramped for him very often. Chipmunk's gonna have some space here though as he comes in with the first goal.
What a shot by a Chipmunk. It looked like Vortex was playing a little bit of crossbar challenge. Bub banging it off, Casper following suit. But Chipmunk slotting it in. Beautiful shot.
And that's a tough defensive position to be in. Vortex hits those shots the majority of the time. And when they can be let to have that much pressure, I know from my own experience, dealing with that pressure is not very easy. Pineapple's gonna have to find a way. As Lancer here with the clear. Gets it only as far as Bubs, who's there for the shot, actually. If there's a bump here, Squirrel does well to race back. Still, it's Vortex on offense, and Bubs gets a free ball looking for the ceiling play, trying to get a touchdown. Gets another one, actually past his own teammate. Chipmunk caught an awkward spot, but does well to take a 50. It's Bubs on the ball once again. Can't find the shot. Still, though, it's looking right now, Jaegers, as if Vortex just has all of the pressure and Pineapples are fighting to just keep the ball out of their net.
No, most definitely. Vortex has found free real estate on Pineapple side, and they're just staking a claim over there. Pineapples are making attempts at Vortex's goal, but all the pressure belongs to Vortex at the moment.
Yeah, and actually, as I said that, Pineapples had their first real threatening opportunity in a while. There was almost another one there for them. But nothing resulted of it, as the shot was a little bit lackluster. Not amounting to anything for the Pineapples just yet. They're going to have to work harder than ever for these goals, as they will continue to try. Casper gets it past one. Bubs looking for the redirect. Can't quite find it. But you have to be scared when you see that Bubs in that position. The free shot on net. It's never going to be easy to deal with. As this ball is centered over Vortex. Half a backflip from the defender, but Bubs there once again to clear it. Gonna try to get center for his teammate, but can't get it past Squirrel, who clears it nicely. Still Vortex trying to get a play going. A big bump on the defender. This is almost a double for Bubs, but he doesn't have the boost to reach it. Things look so dangerous right now as we reach the halfway point. It just seems like Vortex has all of the opportunities right now, and they don't put that one in. But what is happening? They still probably will, as Chipmunk finally, after a series of somewhat open net misses, maybe Bub's looking for the pass, they'll finally score.
Vortex just putting on a series of air shows one after another as Chipmunk gets his second goal of the match.
And Chipmunk's been the guy to just clean it up there. Honestly, that shot was almost savable by Squirrel in the net. It seems like both both teams agree that there might have been a little bit lag on that play. But nevertheless, Pineapples were in a tough spot there. And they will concede once again, now down 2 goals in the first game of a potentially 7-game series. That's going to be Lancer. Gets the ball past one. That's an awkward touch. Bubs and Chipmunk are both there. But was that an own goal, or did Bubs or did Squirrel? I don't know what happened there.
It looked like an own goal.
In the
Bubs,
world?
the mechanical genius, just hit a double tap on his own goal.
Actually, you know what happened is Bubs hit the ball off of the backboard, and Squirrel was pre-jumping, happened to be in the right place, and Bubs hit his touch off of the backboard into Squirrel's car, which went into their own net. Not something you see every single day.
But if you're Pineapples, you'll take it.
Most definitely, and now only 1 goal away from tying the game up. Their last goal was not conventional, but you know, you'll take what you can get, especially when you're down by a fair margin. This one was also headed towards Vortex net, but nothing amounting yet. A big whiff by Bubs, though. Not one that we see often. Now the ball is centered in Vortex half. That's a center ball off the backboard. No one there from Pineapples, though. Looks like they didn't have the boost to continue that offensive attack. Oh, and here comes Bubs.
Goodness.
Doesn't get the flip reset, but you got to be shaking if you're the Pineapples defenders. If you did have one there, that was a pretty high percentage shot, close to a almost certain goal if you're looking at Bubs. And a huge pass play from Pineapples. What a counterattack.
What a banger by Lancer. Squirrel with the pinpoint accuracy on the pass, and then Lancer just bangs it in. I don't know how Bubs was saving that shot.
And Lancer coming through with the absolute heater to tie the game up. He's known for his bumps and demos, most certainly. After dealing with them for seasons on end myself, I know that he's good at those, but he's also good at scoring the ball sometimes. So just be warned there. If Lancer's putting those in, Vortex might have to be a little bit scared.
Most definitely. It's that flat card dominance power that helps, you know?
100%. Yeah, that Dominus, when you hit the
Woo.
ball just right, there's nothing like it.
Just hits
It's,
different.
oh my goodness. And
Oh.
Vortex will equalize with an insane double pass from Bubs and just great power on the shot from Chipmunk for the hat trick, I will say too.
That's gotta be demoralizing. Right when the pineapples equalize, Chipmunk Man finishes up what could be the death knell for this game.
And definitely going to be hard for Pineapples to equalize. Doesn't look like they will unless they can make something happen here. Ball will go center. Stevie pops it up, but it will touch the ground. And a close game one. Perhaps not as close as it should have been with a near own goal from Vortex. What do you take out of this game one here, Jaegers?
Well, the series kind of played out how we thought it was going to play out. Vortex is not the series, but the game. Vortex is a much more mechanical team, but Pineapples are really good rotationally. And if they keep doing that, and if they get demos, I could see them equalizing the series in the next game.
Yeah, most definitely. The Pineapples do not look like they're slacking at all right now. Definitely still a threat for Vortex. And I also want to point out that Chipmunk absolutely popped off for Vortex in this game with 3 goals, 3 saves, and he actually had 3 goals off of only 3 shots, 100% accuracy. Usually Bubs is known as the striker for this Vortex roster, but Chipmunk Man is one of those players that sometimes gets forgotten in the mix. Not necessarily because people don't think he's good, but sometimes they just sleep on my boy Chipmunk Man. Can't be having that. He's come out here to play in playoffs, and if he keeps popping off, and if the rest of his team can even step up, this could get scary for Pineapples.
Yeah, I mentioned Bubs and players to watch, and I was thinking about it after. I was like, I should have mentioned Chipmunk, and he showed me why.
Most definitely. We'll see if he can continue his performance as we head into game number 2 here. Right off the bat, Squirrel looking for the clear. Bubs too fast that one, getting a triple touch almost off of the wall. But puts it in a nice spot for his teammate to be able to clear the ball eventually. Looking for a double touch off this. Just so many double touches and that ball's going to pinch mid. Luckily for the Pineapples, they did anticipate it. Now Casper looking for the bump play. Lancer goes for so many bump plays on his own that he's not going to fall for that too often. And this actually is a bit of an open net for Vortex, but no one's there. Bubs kind of just drove past the ball. This one's still centered though, and Chipmunk Man continues his scoring spree, striking first here in game 2.
Fourth goal of the series for Chipmunk, and he has scored every single Vortex goal so far.
And so far, it looks like the win condition for Vortex is just to hand the ball off to Chipmunk. He seems to be in the right place at the right time. Almost always so far. He can continue to be. This is a scary roster as Bubs, no boost, but still gets the pre-flip touch. Only to Stevie fades. This ball will get 50 in the corner. Lancer looking for the shot, looking for the double touch, but Bubs clears it long. Now Squirrel trying to take control. A little bit awkward in the corner, and Chipmunk's there to dunk him. This could be dangerous for the Pineapples, and no one jumps for that. A little bit, maybe a run out of boost for the defense, but Bubs will just put that one in easily.
Bubs, with all the time in the world, just has a nice little Spider-Man Doomsday there.
And yeah, I don't really know what to say except the defense there just either not respecting and going for the ball before it can be centered, or I guess they must have just run out of boost, because if I see Bubs on the backboard there looking for that shot, that's 100% of the time I'm just going to throw myself at it and hope that I can get a touch. Pineapple's in a tough spot here now, though. In the same place they were for the majority of game number 1, actually. So they're down 0-2, gonna have to try to find a counter. Squirrel gets a hit mid. Bub sends it back. Continues an air dribble past another defender. Now it's only Lancer in the back. Does well to get a far clear, but Chipmunk taps it down, dunks out Squirrel, who's going to be looking for the clear, but with low boost, could prove to be a more difficult task than anticipated. And so far, really, Jaegers, it just seems like Vortex has all of the keys to winning here, and they're using them effectively.
That's what it looks like. They're just throwing themselves at the ball, and Chipmunk is a homing device for the goal. Like he's finding the back of the net 5 out of 6 times for Vortex.
5 out of 6 times. I think that's actually 5 out of 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. He hasn't missed a single shot so far, which is something insane to note as well. And we will be seeing if he can continue that accuracy. If we somehow see 100% accuracy here by Chipmunk, that's just ridiculous, especially in the rival league. Still a lot of Rocket League to be played, though. I don't anticipate it'll happen, but if it somehow did, it's Bob's looking for the double. Nice clear there by Squirrel. Now a counterattack opportunity for the Pineapples. The shot will not have enough pace to be threatening enough. Several defenders in net equal to that one. That's Vortex looking to add another tally onto their goals. As Squirrel catches, takes it across, and Chipmunk Man immediately shuts him down. A huge 50 on the goal line, and Lancer has to come in clutch with a save, but still a ton of pressure on the Pineapples. Casper hits it to his teammates who actually double commit, and this should be a goal for the Pineapples. They have all the time in the world to score it, but they almost don't, as a little bit of miscommunication on the open net, but they will put that one in.
I got really worried. It looked like Lancer and Stevie Fades tripped each other up, and I thought Casper was gonna get back in time. But Pineapples just got one back. They have an uphill battle to make it to 3 goals, but let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, it's still not going to be easy, but regardless, Pineapples did overcome this much of a deficit with about as much time in the first game. They just couldn't hold on to it. So in the second one, maybe they can have a similar result. Won't be nice with this pressure, though. It won't be easy. Squirrel looking to get a clear. Bub's there to destroy his hopes. And Lancer now also trying to get a clear, but the ball still stays middle. And a double. Bubs can't find it. Right now, Jaegers, I really don't know what to say, except Pineapples just need to find some way to break out of their half if they want a chance in this series.
It most definitely, and I think they really just need to bang the ball out, then go for demos. That could be bad advice coming from a prospect, but whatever they're doing right now is not working.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. I mean, demo plays are not something that always works. If your opponents are good at avoiding demos, sometimes they can be not the best play, as now Vortex will extend their lead to 4-1. That will certainly be the last straw, and Pineapples cannot come back from this.
No, if I'm the Pineapples, I would focus on the maybe get another goal to get the momentum swaying in your direction. But this one game's as good as finished.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and just look forward now. I will point out also Chipmunk Man's 100% shooting accuracy is gone. Rest in peace. He only has 5 shots for now, 2 goals actually in this game too. So not able to complete the 100% speed run. You know, he's pretty much just the worst player in Rival because of that. But it's okay. We still love him. Either way, Vortex with a huge performance. It seems like actually Pineapples are going to be subbing out someone. We do not have confirmation who yet, but we do know that they are planning on subbing someone. And how do you think this will affect their roster, depending who they sub out?
Um, I mean, anyone, whenever you sub anyone out, it makes a change up for the team comp, and I don't know, it makes you play a little different. Sometimes it switches up, and like you play a little better with a sub, regardless of if it's a worse player. Just changing it up, like momentum based, and if the sub gets a goal, that's even better.
And it looks like, well, we did know that the sub would be Doodle. I'm still not entirely sure who he will be replacing. We'll find out here shortly. But Doodle, you know, he is one of those players, once again, kind of another pop-off player. And he actually will be replacing Stevie Fades in this matchup, which could be interesting for the combination. I don't think I've ever seen Lancer, Doodle, and Squirrel play together. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Well, hopefully they start out by getting some goals.
That would be ideal for them. And it looks like they
Right.
might get one here. All right, Jaegers, caster bias in favor of you this time. As Lancer's going to come out with the early goal.
It has to work for me once, right? Right? As Squirrel
Every
gets
now and then.
Squirrel gets a beautiful pass to a waiting Lancer, and Lancer just bangs it in.
That's the kind of plays that we want to see from the Pineapples to give them a chance in this series. There was a slight miss on the goal line there. And Vortex, all right, they're not happy about that kickoff goal. They decide to respond with not a kickoff goal, but an immediately goal of their own.
2 goals in 16 seconds as Bubs puts this one away from the defense into the bottom right corner.
And just a falter in defense there, honestly, from the Pineapples, as it did look like either someone should have been rotating faster to be ready for that. The ball should not have been tossed away. A bit unfortunate, but Vortex will immediately capitalize. Now Pineapples with another chance to equalize themselves. Bubs will get clear, and actually this one is a little bit dangerous. The ball will stay in the Pineapples' half, and that one's actually just on target. Now Bubs looking for yet another ceiling play. Can't quite find it. And Squirrel's going to take it past him. No boost for Squirrel, though. It'll lead to Vortex passing the ball off to Bubs. That's something we see quite often. One member of Vortex will just lightly touch the ball, and Bubs comes out of nowhere and absolutely just clings it. You know, if you were in a ranked game and someone did that to you, you would probably be pissed. But these guys understand that they're just handing it off to Bubs, who, when he's popping off, is undoubtedly the most mechanical player on the team.
Just toss it up and let him go get it. If it works, it ain't broke. Don't fix it.
And so far, it's been their best chance at completing a championship run all season so far. They won't be looking to change that strategy anytime soon, as here comes Bubs once again, popping it past one. Doodle shuts it down. Bubs in the corner once again will get an air dribble clear. Past almost Squirrel, but Squirrel stands strong. A little bit risky, but it will work out. Now only one defender for Pineapples. Luckily, a little bit of miscommunication there. Team bump from Vortex will allow the Pineapples to recuperate a little bit. Get the ball out of their own half. That won't be a threatening enough shot to go on target, but it will be good for the Pineapples mentality to just be getting a couple of these passing plays. You know, sometimes when you're not feeling it, oh my goodness, as they almost put a shot in there. And that one will go in, certainly. Oh my, it'll not bounce in off that, but Doodle finally puts it away.
That's always disappointing for the team whenever it just bounces halfway into the goal. If you don't get it, your morale just shoots down.
Yeah, that would have definitely been unfortunate for the Pineapples. Luckily, they will find that one. And Jaegers, it has looked like the Pineapples have much more pressure and are trading blows much better with this Vortex roster now that they've made a sub.
Most definitely. They look a lot more comfortable. And I think this game was the first lead they've had all series.
You know what? You might be right, actually. I think you are. They tied... The best they had, I think, before was tied games. I don't think they've had a lead. Now they've had one twice in this game, actually. Definitely a good look for the Pineapples. Here comes Bubs. Looking for the flip reset. Fakes it out, actually. Goes for the double instead. Won't quite be powerful enough. And Pineapple. Patient with the ball is Doodle as he flicks it past one. Actually, almost gets it past two. This is an awkward read. Squirrel can't make the touch. Casper doesn't read it either. This ball's still lingering over the backboard. It's going to bounce off the crossbar. No shot there from Vortex. a very dangerous situation, and Pineapples are lucky to emerge not getting scored on.
No, Vortex is throwing themselves at the goal, and right when I say that, I was gonna say Pineapples were doing an amazing job fending them off, but Casper with the pass off the ceiling and then follows up and finishes it himself.
Well, to be fair, they were doing a pretty good job of dealing with it for the most part. Just those awkward backboard touches, struggling to find consistency in them as Squirrel missed one earlier, and now Vortex will take the lead here in Game 3.
Chipmunk finally wakes up this game and then bangs it top right corner off the half volley.
And another kickoff goal, but definitely the later in the game that you get scored on by anything but even kickoff
Oh
goals,
my
and there's going to
goodness.
be another one, that's a tough mental loss for the Pineapples.
Kickoff Chipmunk getting two kickoff goals back to back. That's gotta be demoralizing for the Pineapples.
Most certainly. Now, once again, it seems like every single game so far, they found themselves in this
Oh my
position where they're down 2 goals,
goodness.
but now it's going to be 3 goals. Bubs scores another kickoff goal, and heartbreak for Pineapples fans as, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say.
Sheesh. Vortex just scores back to back to back kickoff goals. This is starting to become a blowout.
We're going to pretend that you didn't just say that, Jaegers, and we're going to move on, but I do want to acknowledge that you said that, so that I hope you never say that again.
Oh my
But
goodness.
But mimicking the craziness happening in the casting booth is Vortex now scoring 4 goals in a row off of
Uh,
kickoffs. Okay, what is even happening now?
this is going from a game to a Barcelona attempt as Vortex scores 4 goals. And what is it, the past 20 seconds?
Don't let it be another. Please.
Oh,
Just, please.
get it out.
Please don't.
Oh,
They're already dead, man.
oh, 7-2. As Bubs gets another goal, leading the way with 4 goals. This
I
is
mean, we've seen plenty of series where there's a game in the middle of the series where the scoreline is something similar to this. You know, I've been on the receiving end of scorelines similar to this in league games.
it's not
But
fun.
to have it happen in like 30 to 45 seconds, man, that's devastating. Now going into the fourth game down 0-3, the Pineapples are going to need some insane mental fortitude to even try and come back from this one.
Yeah, I, I want to like give a like show the viewers like how they can come back, but I don't see how they can come back 3-0 and down 7-2 in the third game.
One thing we can definitely say is if they fix their kickoffs, they'll have a much better chance.
This is true. This is true.
Although, to be honest, you have to, oh no,
Oh,
and that's just
no.
open
Oh,
net, 2 open net misses from Pineapples. That is brutal. They're going to have to try and just erase this game from their memory, moving into now a situation where they have to reverse sweep. They have to win 4 games in a row to take this series, stay in the playoffs. This is not the position that you want to find yourself in, Jaegers.
Vortex has to be on cloud 9 right now as like they're 1 game away from reaching the grand finals. It looks like Lancer said BRB. Could we have a car change here merely?
Oh, you know what? We just might. I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying that great of attention to the cars everyone was using. Was he using an Octane? Or
He
no, he
was
was using the Dominus.
he
Right,
was
right,
using the
right.
Dominus.
Pointed out earlier. So maybe Lancer going back to the Octane, or I hope he just comes in here with like a gizmo or something. That would make my day.
I mean, it'd be funny, but I doubt that would help any.
Hey, well, when you just gotta be like this, maybe he just wants to remind himself that at the end of the day, Rocket League is just a game where you're a flying car hitting a ball,
Yeah,
and wants to take a little bit of that pressure off himself. You never know. Okay, maybe I'm getting a little too deep with it, but
that's pretty deep.
Octane's probably the better choice. But Gizmo, OP. It has to be said.
I say the Scarab. I say the Scarab. Where the
Scarab's pretty good too.
Scarab's good. You got to be the ball. Hit the ball, beat
Exactly.
the ball.
You must become one with the ball. All right, we now are heading into game number 4. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous for the Pineapples myself. Never want to see anyone go out in a sweep. And hopefully they can get at least one game back here. Or make it a closer one than the last one. As Chipmunk and Bubs off the kickoff. Can't find the shot. This is dangerous, actually. Pineapple is going to have a counterattack opportunity here. Squirrel the Lancer. Lancer pops it. But Bubs sends it back down. That was a big opportunity for Pineapples. They won't be able to capitalize immediately. And actually a little bit of bumpage from Vortex will allow them to not even have to worry about being conceded on for now. Still Chipmunk coming back, sending the ball back across. Bubs gets a touch center, but Lancer there looks for the shot, actually. Squirrel can't find a touch. Doodle gets the ball past one. Can't get past another, and that's actually a bit of a double commit from the Pineapples. Not something you want to see, as they narrowly avoid getting the ball cleared, and certainly would have led to a goal. But they do avoid it for now. And in the first minute of this game, Jaegers, it does look like they're dealing with the Vortex pressure pretty well. I mean, I know that's what we saw in the last game for the first few minutes, but still, it looks like they're keeping their hopes up for now.
Pineapples are starting to look really good to start this game, and they went toe to toe with Vortex last one. They just left their foot off the gas a little bit. But what I'm trying to figure out is what car that is that Lancer's using.
You know? Is that... Okay, I thought it was a Ford F-150 at first, but that's definitely not. Is that... That's not a Roadhog.
Is it... Oh, it might be
Harbinger? Oh, it is the Harbinger. Okay, I think that's right.
Oh.
Okay. Lancer, maybe just going full demo mode here. If you're going full demo mode, that definitely looks like the car that you would choose to use. I certainly expect to be seeing more of those out of him. So he didn't choose the Octane. He also didn't choose the Gizmo. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind this car choice is, but so far, seems to be working out for the Pineapples. At least they haven't been scored on yet.
Who knows? Maybe it's cracked in the Harbinger. Like, we'll have to figure it out. It's an Octane hitbox, is it not? Or is it Merc?
Honestly, I don't want to lie to you and pretend that I know, so I'm not sure.
Got it.
I mean, if the F-150 is Octane hitbox, it could be. And Squirrel, Pineapples will strike first here once again in the game 4.
If you're going to reverse sweep, that's how you start it out. A Squirrel gets a nice flick on past the defense into the top shelf.
That's a great angle. Not a place where you expect such a quality shot to come from. As Squirrel shows up with the striking when it matters most. In the crucial situation, this is dangerous for Pineapples though. Squirrel gets a nice block, once again coming in clutch here. And now the ball is centered once again. It's still centered. Bubs pops it up, but Squirrel looks for the shot, can't find it. Vortex, the pressure is relieved for now. All the Pineapples have to do now is hold on to their lead, try to extend it, if possible. Easier said than done, though. Bubs blocks. Still a good shot by Squirrel. Chipmunk can't get there. Lancer's going to put that one in and extend the lead to 2.
The Harbinger main puts it away as the defense just whiffs on it, and Lancer finds home.
And the Harbinger bringing it to Vortex as Lancer maybe on the car he should have been on all along in this series. Looking very comfortable. Pineapples especially looking comfortable now with a 2-goal lead. Can they hold on to it though? We haven't seen them with a lead this large yet in the entire series. Certainly they can try. This ball will be centered. Pineapples looking to get yet another goal. Make the lead even bigger. Can't quite find it. Now a clear from Chipmunk. Doodle's there to shut it down. The ball is still pop middle. Bubs gets a nice touch. Lancer with an even better clear. Squirrel looking for the redirect. The ball is sent onto the Vortex net once again, and that's really been the difference in this game so far, it feels. Pineapples have just been putting on shot after shot onto the Vortex net. Sometimes that's what you need to do. It's just put the ball on target. If you shoot enough times, eventually the ball will go in.
I mean, you could only save I mean, you can't save every shot, as eventually the defense is going to crumble.
And usually that is true. Sometimes, sometimes it might feel like it's not, but pretty much always is true. As Casper had a bit of an opportunity there, but couldn't find the shot. Now 30 seconds left. Vortex are the ones who need to try and make something happen to win the series. They still won't be panicking just yet. So even if they lose this, they will still have 3 more opportunities to win the series. But it's not going to be easy to close it out, as now with 10 seconds left, certainly the time deficit will be too much, as the ball is in Pineapple's corner, but nothing really threatening happening, and the ball will touch the ground. Pineapples get 1 game back, now 1-3 in the series against Vortex, staying alive for now.
Pineapple's able to do what neither team today has been able to do so far, and that's record a shutout. And Lancer must feel like a genius, because right when he switched cars, like his team started playing way better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of that I would
It was
attribute
all of it.
to the car change, but we will say for the pineapple's sake that the car change was all that it did. I mean, if Rockerman can switch cars to the Ford F-150 and go up 200 mmR in 1 day, then perhaps car changes have more significance than most people might think. Who knows? Maybe car changes are the secret to improving in Rocket League.
Catch me with the Batmobile next time, then.
I
It
mean,
looks
certainly. The Batmobile is a goated car. I mean, I don't want to hear it, especially the OG one. It looks terrible, but it feels so good to play with.
wait, the OG Batmobile car, like the 68 one?
Like the one Scrub Killer. No, like the one Scrub Killer used.
Oh, I don't. That one's OG. That one's awesome, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That one's the best, dude. If you're gonna
True,
use any Batmobile car, you better not be using any other one. I
true,
mean, newer ones aren't awful, but none can compare to the feel of that car. Literally feels like you're just taking a brick and hitting the ball with it.
true.
Oh, we're gonna put that aside though as we head into game number 5 here. Like we've already said, Vortex with a 3-1 lead, looking to close out the series. This could be the opportunity. Casper can't find the shot. That was a big opportunity for Vortex, as now the Pineapples will have the chance to get a little bit of counterplay. Lancer getting a touch to the side. Bub's actually missing this one. Doodle has a shot. Chipmunk Man there to interfere with it, as this touch goes awry once again. A big demo from Casper there. And as Chipmunk takes a pass infield, or a touch infield actually, Squirrel gets a nice read on that, completely shutting him down. Crucial there, as he didn't want to give him any space. And really, Jaegers, I think part of the reason for Pineapple's success and their win condition is that they haven't really been giving Vortex the space required to pull off the plays that they're used to forming, especially in the earlier parts of this series.
No, it looked like starting off, Vortex had all the time in the world, and they could just do whatever they wanted. As Lancer with a beautiful save there. But back to my thought, it looks like Pineapples were just letting Vortex operate, and whenever you're playing a local team like Vortex, you can't give them time, and you need a pressure as soon as they get the ball, whether bumping the ball or bumping the player.
Yeah, bumps on the ball and player, both effective in separate ways. Still a tie game here at 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes left. Casper going to look to get this one clear, but can't. Bubs actually with another big miss. Now Doodle gets it off the side. Chipmunk Man once again has to race back to get that touch. Barely gets there in time. But another opportunity. Squirrel actually had a shot on net, but he couldn't quite find it. Still not easy to get the ball past the defender there, but more and more opportunities ramping up for the Pineapples as this game continues. Scary stuff for Vortex as Doodle gets the shot that's going to go past the defender, and Pineapples actually for the 3rd game in a row strike first.
That's a difficult shot to save as Doodle just bangs it top shelf. This is looking like a totally different team than the first 3 games.
Most definitely. They look way more composed, way more focused, and they're now looking, sniffing for the blood in the water and finding their prey. They still can't relax once again, though, like we talked about in game number 3. Kind of let their guard down, and it led to an insane amount of goals being scored against them. They can't let Vortex have any counterplay here if they want to secure this. And now Bubs looks for the pass. Chipmunk there for the follow-up, and they will equalize with just over 2 minutes left.
Vortex able to stop the bleeding there. They're down on a 3-0-3 run, and Chipmunk equalizes this game, puts it bottom left.
And things have definitely gone a lot more tense. Pineapples, once again, remembering that even though they did just get a game win, they cannot allow Vortex to get a single other one, or else they are eliminated from playoff contention. Here comes Chipmunk to Doodle. Good patience from Doodle. Actually gets an interesting flip reset on the defensive end of things. Not sure how useful that was, but it was certainly disorienting for the attackers, I'm sure. As a double commit comes out from Vortex, luckily Chipmunk gets a good 50. Actually gets it past middle, but with the double commit, there was no one there to follow it up. Now it's going to be Pineapple's turn on offense as Chipmunk blocks that one, sending it clear. Bubs to the corner. That's a pass middle. Doodle saves it. And once again, Pineapple's escape, shutting down Vortex offensive play just as soon as it's begun.
Yeah, Pineapples aren't allowing Vortex to operate, and their offense, Vortex's offense, isn't looking nearly as good as it has in the first 3 games.
Yeah, it's definitely not as much of a monster, but here comes the center. Bubs can't get the shot, but the Pineapples defender can. And disaster strikes as we enter the last minute of game 5, excuse me.
Bubs just skies it off the crossbar, and it goes bar down, and Doodle not able to get out the way in time and just pops it in.
And Doodle was definitely expecting the shot to be on target there. Once he realized the ball was coming towards him, it looked like he tried to escape from the path, but was just caught in a bad position. This could be an opportunity, though. Doodle gets a shot on target, but it's not quite fast enough. Time is ticking. Pineapples need to make something happen now. Squirrel gets it past one. A miss from the defender, but nothing to make of it. And now, just clutch enough as Doodle gets back on defense. Gets the ball cleared. Still, Pineapples need to act now, and that's a good center ball. Doodle can't quite read it. Once again, the ball is parried away, and Lancer now has to try and make something happen. Ball isn't quite centered. Now it is as Squirrel looks for the shot, gets it off the backboard. Bub's going to get a nice pinch clear. Chipmunk Man following it, and now only one more opportunity at most for the Pineapples. Lancer keeps this ball up. Can't find the touch. Bubs dunks him out, and he's going to look to finish the game in style. Can't find the double, but Vortex comes away with a clean series win, 4-1 to their favor, and they are headed to the finals.
With exception to what happened in game 3, this was a great series, and Pineapples actually started coming back in the end, but it was just too little too late.
Yeah, just too much of a comeback to warrant there. Doodle coming in did seem to be a good play for the most part, as he kind of showed up and helped Pineapples to go head to head with the Vortex offense. But at the end of the day, the Vortex offense was just a little bit too much. It's hard to blame the Pineapples for that.
Oh, most definitely. Vortex, whenever they're firing on all cylinders, they just look like a completely different team, and they are very scary to go up against.
Definitely, and whichever team out of Hydra and Lightspeed makes it to the finals will not have an easy run. That much is for sure. A great series by both teams, though. Once again, thank you guys for playing, giving us some solid entertainment. We are actually on good schedule here as well, so I believe our next game will start very shortly here in about 5 minutes. We'll be taking a short break before then. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with you with the final matchup of the night, which is in the Titan League as the Reapers are going to take on Inferno. Once again, fighting for another finals position. You won't want to miss it. Stick around, and we'll catch you guys back here in just a bit.
Can't wait.